Hello and welcome back to Morganly Yoga. This is video number 3 of the new series that I am doing that I think I'm going to call like real life yoga or yoga for real life, something along those lines. But the gist of it is I am just coming here to you on this video to teach and to explore thoughts that I'm having about real life and things that are happening in my life, and to just be on my mat. I make these videos without a lesson plan, without a course, plan of action at all, and I just let my intuition guide me. And it's been really healing for me to just talk through a lot of these things through camera. And I have yet to post one, but I did start editing them. So that is a good sign that maybe you will eventually see one of these videos. Anyway, along those lines, today I wanted to talk about trusting your intuition. So the affirmation I want to encourage you to use and maybe think about or ruminate on is, I trust my intuition. Now, that can have many layers, and we'll explore them as we move today. But first, I want to just tell you a little story. And as I just go into this brief experience that I had yesterday, I encourage you to just close your eyes and start to come into your breath so you can relax your shoulders away from your ears, lengthen through your spine just a little bit, engage that core, so pull your navel in and back, maybe puff out your chest a little. Just really focus on your posture here. And if sitting here cross-legged isn't comfortable, feel free to come to your knees or maybe bring in a block to sit on, and let your eyes soften or close and start to focus on your inhales and exhales. And throughout today's practice, we are going to be working on being present and mindful and active in each of these poses through finding that softness. Now, this goes along with the story I'm about to share you, but the idea and the reasoning behind it is we want to come into each pose with intention, but we don't want to always be forcing ourselves to go to the edge. Can we come into a pose such as this easy seated pose here and be engaged through our core, elongating through our back, but at the exact same time finding that softness, maybe easing off just a hair so we aren't constantly straining, pushing our bodies to look or be a certain way in these yoga poses and on our yoga mat, and honestly in our life. So this goes right into my story. So as I have mentioned a few times on this channel, I have a few injuries that I am working through. Now just continue breathing here as I talk to you. Focus on your inhales and exhales. Anyway, one of these injuries is in my lower back. It happened when I was doing a squat at the gym, and I thought I would bounce back pretty quickly, but I have not. And it is a frustrating experience for me, to say the least. But I've been looking for solutions for this, and so I decided to get a full body massage, see if I could loosen up my muscles a little bit and get a little relief. So yesterday, on a whim, I booked a deep tissue massage, which sounded amazing. And to be honest, I have never had a deep tissue massage. And maybe looking back, I should have started with something a little more gentle, but I didn't, because that's who I am. I jump in both feet first and I just go for it. This is a great spot to pause my story. I'll continue as we go here and just invite you to open your eyes. Let's inhale our hands up to the sky and exhale, release your hands down, gaze down. Let your shoulders relax as you exhale. Inhale, look up and reach. Exhale, release. Go ahead and walk your hands back behind you, coming up on your fingertips and pushing your chest forward. gazing up towards the sky, pause here. Anyway, I did a lot of research on a deep tissue massage. It said it was great for healing muscles and injuries and working out stress and knots, and it sounded great. So we decided to go for it. Go ahead and walk your hands around this time, bringing them forward. And we're just gonna round through our shoulders here. We're not gonna force our body into a deep forward fold. We're just letting gravity do the work. So just gaze down and just start to release through your back here. Let your head hang. So I explained all of this to my therapist when I arrived, and she was very kind, and she's like, my goal in these sessions is not to cause you pain, but I will push you to be uncomfortable at some point so I can just really work out any knots or areas in your muscles that need attention. So I felt very safe in this room. But the mistake came. Go ahead and slowly come all the way up. Drop your right hand down. Actually, let's take a twist here. That sounds really nice. So drop your right hand behind and your left arm to cross over and gaze over that right shoulder. And as you are in this twist, can you be active, like pulling your navel in, straight, lengthening up through your spine, but at the same time finding softness and not forcing yourself to go deeper or to reach a specific sensation? We're just gonna pause here. You can close your eyes and just embrace this twist for a minute. Anyway, during this massage, she found some muscles in my shoulder area that apparently had a lot of tension and a lot of knots. I'm trying to remember the word she used. Stiffness, that's it. Let's go ahead and come out and go to the other side, twisting to the right. Again, active through your core, active through your spine, but soften into this twist. Big breath in. Exhale, soften. Anyway, so she was going pretty hard on these areas in my shoulders, and I'm gonna be completely honest, it was uncomfortable. And I was like, well, this is probably normal. So I didn't say anything. I just let her go. And it was honestly to the point where I was having to get into my yoga breath and really focus on just breathing through all of the sensations, pushing through, because I was like, this is what it's supposed to do. This is what my body needs. Go ahead and release and come back through center. Let's inhale our arms up. Exhale, release, making our way to all fours. So if you haven't noticed yet, today's practice is going to be very slow, contemplative, just really taking a moment to feel each of these poses. And part of that reason is because our intuition is quiet and we need to find stillness to listen to it and let it guide us. The other part is because I am sore from my massage yesterday, which is what we're getting to from this conversation. So I'm trying to take it slow and listen to my body today. So come to all fours, take a moment, find your alignment. Shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees. And let's just find some movement here. I'm gonna let you choose what that movement is. So you might wanna just sway your hips side to side, take a few cat-cows, or maybe move in a figure 8, maybe all the above. I'm not gonna guide you. I'm just gonna continue talking and let you explore here. Feel free to go slow or fast or pause in specific places that feel good to you. Anyway, so that was the worst part of my massage, was when she was working on my shoulders. And the rest of it honestly felt really good. Like when she got to my low back, like I didn't feel any pain or anything there. In fact, I kind of wish she would have gone a little deeper into my low back, but c'est la vie, mon ami. And then when the massage got over, it was like 60 minutes. I got up and immediately I was just disappointed and frustrated because when I got up, my back still hurt. And I was like, what the heck? I thought like I had this impression that I needed to get a massage, and is my intuition guiding me incorrectly? Did I actually cause more harm than good? Because not only was my back hurting, now my shoulders were really, really sore. So that was disappointing, and I kind of mentioned it to my therapist as I left, and I was just like, she was like, do you want to how are you feeling? And I was like, a little sore. And she's like, yeah, those were some pretty intense knots you had back there. And she asked if I wanted to reschedule. Go ahead and just straighten through your left leg and just shift back forward and backwards here. I just kind of did that intuitively, but I thought you might enjoy that cue as well. I'm just gonna pause and stretch here for a few minutes before switching to the right foot so you can guide yourself through this movement and then switch legs when you're ready. Anyway, she asked if I wanted to reschedule, and honestly, she was an amazing therapist. I would totally hire her again. I just need to trust myself to speak up for myself. But I declined, and I was basically like, I don't know, I need to see how long it takes me to recover from this, haha. But I wasn't really joking because I was in a lot more pain than I think I should have been from a massage, and it just kept getting worse the rest of the night. I had to take ibuprofen, which I really tried to avoid doing, and I was grouchy with my kids, which never feels good. Go ahead and bring your knee back in. Let's just take a gentle downward dog because that feels good right now to stretch out my back. So I'm just gonna walk my hands forward a couple inches, curl my toes under, and lift my hips up high. Again, you can make this downward dog your own. You can pedal your feet or find stillness. Maybe bending through your knees a little bit more here as you just stretch and come back to your breath. Again, today is all about trusting your intuition to guide you and finding softness in an active pose. So we want to push through our hands, engage our shoulders here, protect those. We want to try to drop our heels down, but at the same time, bring in a little softness. So maybe you bend your knees a little. Maybe you just keep your heels up a tiny bit more than normal. Play around with your stance. You can lengthen your stance by stepping backwards or shorten your stance by coming forwards, although that makes it more intense for me. But your body is your body, so take what you need. I think I'm gonna go long today. That feels good. Okay, couple more breaths here. Anyway, it wasn't the experience that I had hoped for. And when I woke up this morning, I was still pretty sore in my shoulders and in my back. But my back wasn't worse, so that's good. And I'm hopeful that I didn't do any lasting damage on my shoulders, and maybe she was actually able to loosen some muscles and some tension there that I was holding, and that maybe it'll actually be a breakthrough that I needed. Let's drop our knees to the earth. Walk your hands back and keeping your toes curled under. Let's just sit our hips back on our heels and just kind of do a little toe yoga here for a second. Relaxing, rolling your shoulders up and down. Now this can get intense, and the purpose of today's practice is not for intensity, but I just wanted to stretch out the bottom of my feet. So if this is too much for you, you can come forward on your fingertips and take a little bit of that pressure off. So take what you need here. Inhaling and exhaling. One more breath in. And exhale, come back through all fours, uncurl your toes, maybe pat your feet on the mat a little. All right, let's take a few more stretches here. Inhale, reach your right arm forwards and up and back. And then we're gonna move really slowly here, taking some big arm circles and just really make it your own. So maybe when you reach back, you sit your hips back. Maybe when you reach forward, you lean forward, although that's not super uncomfortable for me, so I'm not gonna do that. And go ahead and take 2 or 3 one direction and then move the other direction. Maybe you do a few cat-cows here as you move. And then after you've done a couple on each side, reach your right arm up to the sky, gaze up towards your hand. And on the exhale, let's thread the needle. That right arm comes under, and our right shoulder comes down to the mat. Resting your head down to the earth, letting your hips stay high. I'm going to stay in this more simplified version of the pose today.
taking ease. But if you want, feel free to stretch either your left arm or your left leg or both. And breathe. Anyway, from this experience, I have been doing a little contemplating and inner reflection on how much did I miss the mark here on my body asking for a massage, me listening and following through. Was that a worldly need that popped in? Was it an intuition? How did I go wrong here? Take one more breath in. And exhale, come back through all fours. Let's repeat that entire sequence on the left side. So start by reaching your left arm forward, up, and making these big circles. Again, letting your body move where it wants to go. Do 2 or 3, one direction, and then switch. And to be honest, I don't have an answer. I am feeling a little bit better right now, and I'm happy that I had that experience, because I think if I would have not done it, I would still be wondering, like, maybe if I just did the dang massage, I could instantly feel better in my back. But sometimes hindsight is 20/20. Inhale your left hand to the sky, big stretch, gaze up. Exhale, thread the needle, left shoulder to your mat, left ear to your mat, and find your version of this thread the needle on your left side. Closing your eyes and breathe. And so that's what I came to the mat with today. I came with, can I trust my intuition? I'm learning to trust my intuition and working through that. Listening to my body here on the mat is a way I can practice, and a way you can practice of learning to trust your intuition. We might not always know why we're guided to do certain things. Other times it may be super clear as the reason why we were supposed to do something. And I don't know the answer to my question yet. I don't know if the reason I was supposed to do that massage was to get relief for my back, or perhaps it was to learn how to advocate more for myself and what I need, because there was definitely a lesson to be learned around that. Or maybe it's something that hasn't even happened yet. Maybe it'll come to me in a couple of days through this experience. And I'm okay with that. I'm trusting that I listened to my intuition of needing this massage, of my body wanting this experience, and I'm trusting that it wasn't all for naught. Go ahead and push yourself back through all fours. Let's make our way to our belly. So I'm just gonna shift forward here into half plank and slowly lower all the way down, taking a small cobra, tucking my elbows in, uncurling my toes. And I'm just gonna play through a couple of cobras here. So you can go as high or as small as you want, pausing at the top, maybe to gaze both directions, releasing back down. You can bring your arms out just a little bit more as you push up here. Again, resist the urge to go as high as you can and just play around. Find some softness. Find something new here that you've maybe never tried before. Maybe instead of going wide, you bring your hands forward. And how does that change things? So that means I can't go as deep, and that's actually kind of freeing, because sometimes I feel when I have my elbows in close, I feel like I have to go as deep as I can when I really don't. And then just come all the way down. Make a little pillow here with your arms, and let's bring our right knee up, just in line with your hip if you can. And keeping that knee bent at a 90-degree angle, rest your head down here and pause. Close your eyes, breathe. Let your hips relax. Let your belly soften. I trust my intuition. Maybe we can take that one step further to, I trust my intuition to guide me to what I need. I trust my intuition to guide me to what I need. Feels good to say that. Go ahead and bring your head up off your pillow, but keep your knee bent here. And let's come up first into a Sphinx pose. And if that feels okay, then maybe you can take a few of those cobras from this position. Keeping your arms wide, just gently up and down, not pushing yourself into any specific range of motion, just kind of letting it go. Take about 3 here. Come back through center, arms back in front of you. Support yourself first and then move that right leg down, straighten through it. Pull your left knee up and in. If you were gaze the opposite direction that you did last time. So make another pillow, lay your opposite ear down on your mat, close your eyes, and focus on softening and releasing into your mat here. Yoga doesn't always have to be big and powerful and deep. We can just let ourselves be present in the moment and enjoy the sensations, not pushing to the point of growth 100% of the time. Go ahead and bring your arms in front of you. Lift your head, bring your arms back into that Sphinx pause here. Notice how that feels. And then if you want to find a little movement here, again, we can. So go ahead and bring your arms down and wide and just lifting and lowering a few times here. Inhaling and exhaling. And then bringing your arms back in for support, straighten through both your legs. Go ahead and come into that Sphinx pose. And it just sounds good to stretch through my quads a little, so I'm going to guide you through that here before we end today's practice. So go ahead and kick your right foot in, reach your right hand back, and just gently guide it in. And wow, I can feel that stretch through my shoulders a lot. So keep that in mind. If that's too intense, maybe don't bring your arm to the inside. Maybe you bring it to the outside and keep your shoulder forward a little bit more. So there's a lot of options here. So another thing that just came into my mind is I mentioned that I was in quite a bit of pain last night. I had to drive my kids to a couple of activities, and I wasn't being like super overly friendly. I wasn't like mean, but my kids could tell that I didn't feel great. Go ahead and release your right leg down. Let's switch to the other side. So kick your left foot in, reach back and grab that either on the outside, keeping your shoulder forward, or on the inside, and you can pull your shoulder back and stretch through it. So take what you need here. Anyway, the reason I bring this up is because at one point last night, my daughter is like, "Mom, stop." Like we were walking into a building, she's like, "Mom, stop." I'm like, "Yes." And she's like, "Come here." And then she gave me a big hug, and I'm like, "Oh, well, thank you." And she's like, "I could just tell that you needed a hug tonight." And at the time, I was like, well, great. Now I feel as a mother because my daughter saw that I was struggling. But now, as I'm here on my mat reflecting, go ahead and release your leg, come back to center, push up through all fours, and go ahead and find a seat of your choice. So swing your legs around, either come to your knees or to Sukhasana, easy pose. Anyway, but now that I'm reflecting back on that, that was my daughter listening to her intuition. She knew that I needed a little more love last night. She knew that she could give that to me, and so she did. And it made me feel better. It was really nice, and I'm happy that she trusts her intuition enough to follow through, to share that with other people, and to share that with me. So that is another message that I would like to leave with you today and for myself
is that our intuition doesn't always have to be around us. It doesn't have to be self-centered. It can be intuition guiding us to help other people, guiding us to create a beautiful home and a safe home. It can be intuition for a bigger picture than what we realize. It can be both. It can be for us, it can be for them, and both are valid. Both need to be honored. So with that, let's take one more breath in together as a class. Inhale, reach your hands up. Exhale, hands through heart center. Repeat after me. I trust my intuition to guide me for what I need or for what they may need from me. Let's end today's class by bowing our head and saying namaste. Thank you for joining me today. I really hope that you are enjoying these videos as much as I am enjoying making them. It is refreshing to just kind of talk through some of my thoughts, tell my stories, share a little bit more insights into my life, and then maybe it's more helpful for me than it is for you, but I'm glad you are here with me going on this journey, and I will catch you in our next video.